which
Sounds
nothing really planned for aside from keeping this music going and talking in general about how things have been going so far. Though I want to address like today, specifically what was going on, is our plan was, a week beforehand, I said I had a doctor's appointment, I'm not going to be able to do the PC Gamer Show. Max says, okay, that's cool. I'll do PC, or he can't do Ubisoft. We've wrapped it up, we're doing the halftime show now. And I'm going over what happened this morning.
Oh, okay.
And so Max, a week ago, Max is like, yeah, okay, I can't do Ubisoft though. And we're like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. This morning, just as PC Gaming, like an hour before it, Max says, no, I got class. So he had class, so we were unprepared for the PC Gamer Show because of that. Otherwise, we would have had someone prepared to be able to stream it.
But to be honest, and I said this live on stream for when Nelson was just hosting it. We were just hosting him for it. I was mentioning your name. I mentioned that the fact that if PC Gaming Show's the only one we missed, it wouldn't be a huge loss, especially looking over the games we just talked about. There was nothing mind-blowing there. There was some nice
like
info.
after when I saw it was starting with XCOM, I was thinking, oh geez, there might actually be shit here that we're gonna miss.
Not much.
Speaking of XCOM, we may see a bit more on the Twitch stream here because apparently XCOM is showing up at 4 o'clock, so top of the hour, and that's going for 45 minutes.
And for me, I was at a doctor's appointment, and Phil and Max brought it up on the one stream. I was having like it was during take 2 minutes to explain this. I was playing Persona 5 and I started getting, if anyone sees the aura, if you know what migraines are, or you see the aura with migraines, I was seeing that from like in the text of the game.
Oh,
and that's when it like started. It's called I forgot the name for it. It's actually a kind of migraine where you just see the aura, but you don't get the migraine, and that happened for like a month, and it stopped when I started taking medication for it, the medication I had for migraines. So nice. It was what could have been a big deal, but it wasn't because of medication. And anyways, that's where I was at the doc, taking all that time for that.
Hey, it's a health issue, so you had to.
Yeah. So and they brought it up on stream earlier. I wouldn't have brought it up if they didn't.
So basically, blame Max.
Yeah, blame Max because we could have been prepared for this if he said no. I have class early that day. He just said he only said Ubisoft, right?
He said Ubisoft he wasn't gonna make it. I swear he said PC Gaming though, he'd be able to.
Yeah,
just that it was in the middle.
Especially because he wrote in the plan of the halftime show too.
Yeah,
I didn't know there would be a halftime show until the video.
Well, he'll be able to make it in the next hour if we're still live. But two things I wanted to just say real quick. One, someone Matophobia, he's PR guy for Nerd Cubed, if you know him, just tweeted out, IGN is doing a director's interview with the Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailer. Apparently it's open world, no transition between planet/space. That's cool.
I can't wait to start the game up in 20 minutes.
Can't wait to see if that expectation is hit or missed in 4 or 5 years.
That brings a real concern if like the Xbox One X comes with an SSD, because the Xbox One X better have SSD in it only. Like if that would like, especially when games are only gonna get bigger, they're gonna need that speed.
Just look at Gears of War 4.
You look at GTA 5. That's a huge problem with GTA 5, especially on console.
It's no wonder they dropped support for last-gen consoles after 2 years.
Yeah.
The second thing I want to mention was we're 3 hours away from the not last conference. I was about to say last. Tomorrow's Nintendo's. We're 3 hours away from the last conference of the day.
That's 2 hours.
No,
it's 3.
It's 3. So for the halftime show, I'm thinking we just go over some of the highlights, and then either, depending on everyone's mood, we can take a break, or we can find a game we can all play and just stream that for a bit.
Yeah, we might just take a break. What were you guys gonna play?
Maybe Overwatch, take advantage of the last day of double XP.
Right, do that, but that would still be off stream at least. But I'd be down for that. But for right now, anything like we've heard going around about this conference, like, okay, here we go. In general, with this E3, it feels very different than the others, and I feel it's because Sony last year set a standard. Because every conference so far has been, at least I didn't see PC Gamer, but it's been trailer after announcement, like very little in between time.
I felt that
trailer.
I felt that specifically with Microsoft,
Mm-hmm.
but as a whole, with just how E3 is being treated, not necessarily just game after game after game, just E3 as a whole, I feel like this was a long time coming, especially since they opened it back up. Well, I don't know about backup, but they opened it up to the public now.
Right. And
it's become,
and unlike
more
years before, EA and Bethesda, their conferences were open to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So
EA started last year going a community route rather than what they would call a conference.
And it's interesting because like their gimmick to the investor becomes showing them how hype crowds are about what they're seeing, which makes me a little suspicious about how hyped the crowds were for. If you know who Pete Hines is, I don't think you're gonna cheer for him, legit. So I found that odd, and the same thing with the Ubisoft one. That crowd was hype.
Well, it's always just fanboys and stuff, or people who, not necessarily even fanboys at times, people who just, I want games. It's not people like us who will dive a little bit deeper into the industry in some shape or form.
Yeah, that's true.
Know
that's
just more
true.
about it in general. It's people who are like halfway there, who I know games exist, I know where to follow news and stuff, but I don't go any further than
and
that.
E3 is in my backyard.
Exactly. It's so accessible now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just considered another news outlet in a way. But it's been a long time coming since YouTubers and Twitch streamers began becoming popular and getting invites to the conferences and going themselves. I think the community thing has been being pushed more, and that's because of YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah. Oh, that's another part of it. Like that's.
So it's just, I think it was just a process that's been going on for years now, since probably 2012, I'd say, maybe 2011.
And I think it's ultimately
further and further,
ending up as better shows, at least for us.
Yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. It's becoming less of conferences and more of events, which, in my perspective, is good and bad. It's good because it's more entertaining. It's bad because this is us trying to turn a business thing into an event. It's strange in a way, you know? Which is why I'm always trying to prevent getting super hyped for every game that's ever announced.
Yeah.
Because it just, with the biggest example always being brought up, at least by me, No Man's Sky, where I was cautious from the beginning, but everyone else was hyped, and they learned very quickly after launch of that game that maybe they should tone it down a bit. And I just wish it was. I like seeing people being more cautious.
Yeah,
that's what best for games.
That's what the entire year of 2016 taught me, and that it's also okay because I'm gonna save money if the game is bad. Saving money is good.
It's also like when, it's nothing against anyone here, but when everyone was excited yesterday for the new Assassin's Creed, I was just like, the setting's kind of cool, I guess, but knowing Assassin's Creed, that's all it is. It's a new setting.
Yeah, that's
the
the
thing. They have the RPG elements, which is why I'm just kind of like, I'm glad you guys are happy. I just hope that it's not an instant pre-order because it's Egypt.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not.
I feel like it's a trap again.
There's nothing here to pre-order
Great
yet.
on Ubisoft for taking that year break. Maybe it did end up with more good decisions, more systems in the game that change it for the better. But it feels like a trap again. And me being cautious, I like being proven wrong when it comes to me being cautious. Being proven wrong only benefits me, you know?
But not your wallet.
But not my wallet. So I'll be a bit cynical with some games, but if I'm proven wrong, it's only good. It's only good then. Whereas I never lost anything to begin with by being cautious.
Yeah, let's take to the Twitter feed and start getting some hot tweets in.
Oh God.
You don't gotta tweet at us. Just show them. Just literally link them in chat and we'll put them on stream.
All right.
Like this one right here.
Have anything general to E3 still we want to talk about?
Yeah, I don't think Sony or Nintendo. Okay, well, I think Nintendo's gonna be behind on the ball, and I'm very anxious about them. Sony, I'm still pretty confident in.
I'm just not sure what they're gonna show, because they're gonna show Odyssey.
Yeah, plenty of Odyssey.
They're probably gonna touch a little bit on ARMS, even though it's about to come out anyway.
Yeah, we'll take Tumblr links.
I just don't know what they could really focus on that will excite me, because like I'm interested in Odyssey. I didn't think I would, but the more I see of it, the more I'm curious about what type of Mario game it'll be at the end of the day. But like, there's no Pokemon on Switch. I don't think we're gonna see it here.
Yeah.
Because they did the little Pokemon Direct, unless that was literally to take attention away. But
exactly, they cleared out Pokemon, Splatoon, and ARMS specifically so that they didn't have to show them at E3. Because they want to focus on other things like Odyssey at E3 and whatever else they have.
For me, Pokemon was really going to be the deciding factor on when I get a Switch, to be honest. Because I've mentioned it before, probably not on stream. I have no reason to play Sun and Moon again on my 3DS when the first time around, it did not run well.
That's another thing is not just with having reasons to get a Switch, but having reasons to get VR. Because I saw someone say they don't want to get VR, and by all means, don't. Because it's not VR I don't think
is in its infancy, yet is considered a premium product.
Yeah.
Again, this is me whole not caring about VR thing by being cautious. If I'm proven wrong later on, great. Maybe it'll also be cheaper by then too.
Yeah.
So
it's just gonna take a while.
If the killer app comes out for VR 3 years from now, and I'm shown that it's no longer what I'm thinking of as a gimmick still, great, awesome.
Here's some Mario.
Is the VR headset now also only $250 and I can play it on PC through Steam? Awesome. I saved $600.
Yeah. Here's some more Kingdom screenshots. Because these look really good. Yeah, we got a night theme place. That looks dope.
And a little bit into like the industry part. The whole Oculus trying to make exclusives for their VR system is bullshit. So fuck them.
Yeah.
Whereas Vive is trying to, or people are trying to get things that are Oculus exclusive to work on like the Vive and stuff.
By the way, right, okay, so we were gonna bring up some Bethesda things. Or I was gonna bring them up and discuss them.
I know what you're gonna talk about.
I know what Frank brought up was the paid mods thing, and that's like, it's actually the creation hub is only for mods that are made by in-house at Bethesda or by official third parties, and yes, it's paid for. So it's not paid user mods, it's paid Bethesda and third-party mods.
My Okay, going into the mod thing, because I know this was a big issue back when they tried doing it years ago with Steam.
Actually, I should preface this with something specific about Bethesda is this has happened with Skyrim, with Fallout, is they deliberately had developers cut their things from the games, such as riding dragons in Skyrim, or something about guns in Fallout New Vegas. Those things were deliberately cut, and then the the official developers themselves uploaded them to the Nexus for free. So anyways, continue.
If anyone remembers back a couple years back at least, when they were trying to introduce the whole paid mods things for Skyrim, then and now, I'm not against the idea of paid mods to whatever degree, user, third party, whatever. I just had an issue with them introducing it with a game that's already established it has free mods. That was a shit move. If they were to introduce from the get-go Elder Scrolls 6 and had paid mods from the get-go, I think that'd be far more fair, as long as the mods are also reasonably priced, because that's the option of the modder. If you leave it open to the modder themselves, you get them the platform and then you choose the pricing range to some degree, and then obviously financially like cuts go to modders, and then Bethesda would have to be discussed. But if the modder chooses to put it up for free, Bethesda can't fight that.
Right.
I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's...
But if the modder says, sure, I'll sell it, and then talks with Bethesda what kind of cuts, that's fine by me. It's the modder's choice. He didn't have to go and develop that.
Yeah.
He didn't have to go and develop being able to ride on dragons. It's his choice to sell it or not.
I'm always in support of...
Bethesda gives them that platform.
I'm always in support of what the modder wants. Which is why I don't mind it if they want it. And if I don't want to pay for it, then I just won't pay for it.
But in the case of what they were trying to introduce with Skyrim, it was... The idea was already established that if you're going to mod for Skyrim, you're not going to sell it. It was just... You don't do that for a game that's already established, you know?
Now here's
it with something that's on launch, from the get-go, everyone knows.
And Frank's take on this is I'd rather choose to donate to mod makers rather than force people to pay for the mod, and I can understand that too, and that has how it's been, and it kind of works in how...
That's also available on the platform. It depends on how they would want to do it. That could be a third option. I'm totally open to that.
Because that's how it usually is, and it works in the same vein that the modder is making mods out of a hobby. And pay is not required for their hobby, depending on how they choose it. But yeah, donating should be an option.
Right, but again, that's why I dislike the whole Skyrim paid mods thing, because people who were already doing it were looking at it as a hobby. To introduce it to players as a paid thing, when for the last 3 years you've been getting them all for free, is dumb. Yeah. It's like saying, we're gonna promise all our content free. Here's people that are going to create stuff too for the next 2 years, but now because we think we can get away with it, we're gonna charge for this next hero or something, this next map, this next item, whatever. It's just, if it comes out of the blue, they're gonna feel like they were just kind of stabbed in the back.
Yeah, and as chat's saying, yeah, it's and people have always donated to modders. That's been established on most modding sites like Nexus and Game Banana. Let you set it up for donations.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make it clear for at least myself that the idea of paid mods, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
As long as you go about it the right way.
Now...
because there is a right way.
What was the other Bethesda topic I had?
Fallout 4 VR is a completely separate game for $60.
Fallout 4 VR costs $60, and Doom VR is $30, and that puts into perspective how VR works. That how much time it takes to develop and how much like work goes into it, and also I'm not on board of it anymore.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, if in one perspective I understand that because even just from the gameplay you could tell it looked different. Everything looked different, even just subtly. So the fact that it's a new game, yeah, you have to charge for the new game. I guess it can't just be a free patch. Fine, but the other time, I've already played this game in this case specifically for Fallout.
Yeah,
I'm not paying even like full price again for probably what will at the end of the day be inferior version at the end of the day.
Yeah, even with
though
like
it's VR.
Like I would literally just want to have like how GTA the fan mod works, where the VR headset is your perspective and you still play with a controller. That's all I want. That's immersive enough for me. Like that feels cool already. But I get why it's pushing for more.
For me, that alone just feels like a gimmick. So they probably
is how
show
a lot of people view it. Yeah.
When it's just that, it would be a gimmick. But when you go all out and it just doesn't work, it also feels like a gimmick.
But then they also have to charge $60.
They have to just they have to also charge $60 for a game that's been out for.
Fallout 4 is not worth $60.
Now?
Fallout 4 will never be worth $60.
Nope.
That is particularly the problem here, is Fallout 4 is not a $60 game and it never will be. Fuck, I don't care if it has VR, it's not a $60 game. That's an insult to VR.
Yeah. But it's if VR can prove me wrong, Fallout 4 is not the one that'll prove me wrong. Great. I just don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. Give it a few more years. Give people more time to make controls work fluently in a different way that you could not do it with a controller. You could not do it with a normal monitor. And you'll sell me.
It's been playing the same songs for... Oh, there's only 28 songs in this playlist. Okay.
What else?
$15 game in my opinion. Yeah, at the very least, I'd say 15.
I'd say max of 2025. Well, not max. I'd say at least 2025. I feel 15's a bit unreasonable for them.
Yeah.
Because there's still a lot there.
That's why I say the lowest. Yeah, it just...
it's a buggy game, too.
Fuck. Alright, what's... anything else?
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back. Steven, you've been quiet. What do you think?
Fallout 4 VR and Doom VR exist.
Alright.
That was
I was just making sure you didn't have any takes we weren't hearing.
Like,
feel free to jump in when there's a pause.
I was slightly zoning out there as well.
Okay.
I don't know. I could try it with my Vive.
Are you still streaming?
Yeah, we're still streaming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's our halftime show.
I don't know. I want to see what's all going to be available in it. If there's going to be a lot available in it, fuck it, I'll give it a shot. Mm-hmm. If it's going to be like really small segments of the game for that price, fuck no.
Yeah. All right.
Did you have anything specifically with Bethesda or anything else that you want to talk about real quick?
No, I don't think so. That's been all the... Has been anything controversial at any other conferences?
It's kind of a shame. Like
I still don't know if that guy's hand was thinking about going in the pocket or not. His other was all in. It was all there. Second one, I don't know.
What about you, Steven?
Like in the end, like for the Bethesda conference at least, like, I didn't mind the presentation of it. I wouldn't have minded them swapping back to like them talking about the games a bit more and such. I like the idea of like the gimmick of Bethesda Land. It would have just been nicer if they had more to Bethesda Land and not here's something you already know, here's something you already know, here's
Yeah.
something you may like, but we're kind of unsure. Like, because, I don't know. The Bethesda conference in the end was like, first half didn't interest me, the second half did.
That pretty much goes for everyone, I think, because the first half was VR stuff that most people aren't into yet. Elder Scrolls MMO that's been panned everywhere, and then another card game. The Bethesda land was a great way of just presenting the conference, I felt.
Yeah.
Given
how much of
Bethesda land was, just the presentation.
Yeah, given how much of a actual presentation or event the whole thing was in person, and we got the short end of the stick by watching it online. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, at the moment, I'm thinking, like, if I was to kind of like rate conferences at the moment, like Ubisoft and Microsoft are both at the top. Probably Microsoft slightly over Ubisoft.
Definitely.
As much as I did like Ubisoft's reveal and like seeing the devs being really passionate about the games and such, Microsoft's had a lot to show.
Exactly.
Yeah, Microsoft just had more
on the
games.
Platform.
Well, first to establish our ranks, Devolver is still at the top and unmatched. So we're
dude.
we're talking
we
about.
don't mention Devolver because no one can reach that high.
Yeah,
ever,
so
except Devolver.
Just as a preface,
banned
we're
from
talking
the
about
list.
second place, top second place, Microsoft.
I can't wait until 2018 Devolver's conference, and it's just going to be this. It's going to be the stock footage of 2017, and they're going to be reacting to that.
It's gonna be an experience to look forward to.
Why did we publish that game? That game was fucking awful.
But what else was there? Do we just want to talk like highlights from everything in general?
Yeah,
whether
we have
it was
anything
at a
to bring
conference
up.
or not.
Should we just go down the list?
No, just highlights
Whatever.
of our personal favorites.
Yeah,
like,
whatever comes to mind.
Each individual favorite.
Yeah, like I was meaning like down the list isn't like one person says their favorite and the next person says theirs.
Oh, sure. Who's up top of Discord?
Oh, that's
Austin.
me. What I'm about to show on stream right now. There we go. It's the entire YouTube chat at the end of the Bethesda stream typing Todd Coward.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. I wanted to say that this whole screen, but I was like, it's not relevant anymore.
There it is.
God damn it.
Yo, that DBZ fight. Let me pull up my Twitter so I can reference things. The DBZ fighter is the hypest shit so far.
Oh yeah.
I was seeing a lot of tweets of people on like I don't know where they're playing it, but people were getting gifs of fights and stuff.
No, yeah, it's there.
And describing how it works.
It's at E3. It's playable at E3.
Yeah,
know,
but
so
the
is
show floor's not
Marvel
open yet.
Infinite.
That's why I'm confused.
Yeah, well, they're special.
Well, the press can play it. And press
Yeah.
can play it.
Yeah, I guess.
So
They're already doing interviews.
let's see.
They said some of the stuff works like Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue if you've ever played them, and that makes sense because it's Arc System.
So then, I think it's been so long, but like a whole day or two. A Way Out is still like really innovative and interesting, and that is one of my favorite games of the show so far.
The only game that was part of that sentence when they said we have massive innovation was only referring to A Way Out during EA's conference.
And let's see what else is actually interesting. Spaghetto delivering on more quality tweets. It finally went out. The tweet is scheduled like a month ago where he said to compete with Capcom, Konami is gonna try to make a first-person Silent Hill game. Mind blown reading that originally. Oh my god, that was hilarious. Yo, I legit thought like Casey Hudson was gone. But knowing he's working on Anthem has restored my faith in that game and in BioWare. But we have to remember that Mass Effect died for Anthem.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's supposed to be Destiny's competitor, it's cool that it's a competitor because it means, just like we were talking about console-wise last night, it means that it'll drive innovation within those games. People will have to do things new to make them be like, look, Destiny's better. Look, Anthem's better. But at the same time, because of how those games are working, I don't know if I'll have an interest. I want to. I don't know if I will.
It's just, it really struck me that...
Let's just hope for the best.
Like, literally remember the situation that Mass Effect got handed to a second-rate BioWare team because of this game.
That scrapped almost 4 years worth of development to make the final product only a year's worth of development
from a side team that didn't know the engine. But look at Anthem. What?
What happened, dude?
What happened?
Well, it's a bit soon to say look at Anthem because it was a very short gameplay. The early indicators show that they know how to work the engine far better, yes.
Yeah.
But that's all I'll say there.
Anyways, let me put this image on stream too. Did you see this leaked script from Life is Strange Season 2? I messaged it.
I saw the...
Okay,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Here, let me put that on stream too.
Alright, cool.
There we go. It's a leaked script right there.
That was funny.
I can't see anything on my Twitter past that, so away it goes. It's long enough to read it. Spaghetto,
I saw that.
Spaghetto also said, wait, so Todd lied to us to get out of lying to us? And I love that one. I tweeted that out. Everyone go retweet that. Here's a Doubles made this Photoshop yesterday when I said to I said they showed Quake Champions and I'm like, this is the fourth game on Nintendo Versus banner. So there it is. Also, fucking this song is back.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. That's a thing.
Hold on, let me get this fucking song out of here. Okay, I should almost be done here. We're seeing the let's see. No, okay, and I've been here for the rest of it. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. I'll probably try to just go starting from each conference, just of my favorites from each. But A Way Out, as everyone is interested in, it's different enough that I want to see more of it, 100%. Because it's just telling a narrative by using a split screen is just, as far as I know, hasn't been done before. Not for an entire game at least, and making it co-op too. It's very cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Battlefront 2, regardless of the game's good or not when it comes at launch, EA being open to that business model like Titanfall 2 and Overwatch says a lot for a title for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope it's the beginning of a new direction for where AAA titles will go, business model-wise. I don't think they get enough credit for that right now, because people are iffy about the game itself. And again, regardless if that game fails or not, the business model is already far friendlier.
Yeah.
And I just want to give them props for that. I want to see that more from Ubisoft. I want to see that more from Activision. Less of the season passes and map packs and separate items and heroes and players, whatever.
There's a good leak. Let's put this leak on stream.
Put it in Discord too.
Yeah, here you go.
After that, Microsoft said, "Oh boy, what's this?" All right. After that came Microsoft. Some of the Dragon Ball FighterZ was the huge takeaway for me. It probably wasn't for the average Microsoft fan because it wasn't even exclusive to Microsoft or anything.
No, Sony conference hasn't started yet. It starts in 2.5 hours.
Yep. But beautiful looking game. It'll get me into fighting games, maybe. I'm happy for it. Xbox is shooting themselves in the foot, though, overall. What other games were there? I'm just trying to think. I only started this today. Nothing... No other games at Microsoft that I just felt like, oh, I want this. I want to see where it goes. Bethesda, I like the idea of the Dishonored 2 DLC. New Wolfenstein, while I haven't finished the first, fighting future alternative history Nazis is always cool. Fuck Nazis. Just finding new ways to kill Nazis, dude, that don't get old. It's great.
Now I can't wait for the Pirates fad to cross over with creative ways to kill Nazis.
Like, World War II Call of Duty comes out this fall. Meanwhile, I can just kill future Nazis in Wolfenstein around the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, Call of Duty. Give me these fucking... Where are the robo-dogs I get to ride with flamethrowers? Yeah!
Well,
when do I get to fight in a wheelchair in fucking Call of Duty? Never?
Fucking goddamn.
Oh yeah, guys, don't forget to go buy a digital ticket down below.
Oh yeah, digital ticket down below. That was it for Bethesda, really. Evil Within looked cool, but I don't think I'll play it. I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
Because it's a horror game. That was it for last night. And then came PC Gaming Show. Nothing caught my eye there. Ubisoft, Mario and Rabbids. I'm not sure if I'll ever play the game. I think it'll be a nice game, though, for a variety of different people. And the moment right before they showed gameplay was really nice with the creative director. So congrats on that guy for creating something different. And I'd say risky.
Here's a look at the merch available
because the brand,
E3
the
2017.
brand clash, but just the type of game it is for what audience they're directing it towards. Far Cry 5 is... The premise is enough for me to keep watching it and hope that it's not another Far Cry 4 or Primal.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it. Those are just some of the games highlighted. In general, though, I like all the fake leaks always coming out.
Yeah.
Some of the not forced memes, jokes on the internet are always good.
Or the ones invented, like, I have witnessed the most powerful console ever t-shirt.
That's fun to laugh at because of how bad it is.
Yeah. What, isn't it true, though? They did witness...
For the next 2 years, it'll be true.
Yeah.
Until hardware gets better. Congrats. I'm glad you have a t-shirt that was relevant for 6 months. Great.
Football fans know what that's like all the time. So...
Yeah. So I didn't see the appeal of that. It was... Calling it the most powerful console in the world is only relevant for so long. It's so strange. But I guess they know their audience. Maybe it's gonna fool enough people. Or not necessarily even fool, I guess. Convince. Outside of that, like the Miyamoto today with the gun, people making stupid shit out of that is always fun. Always the unforced stuff that people create are great.
Yeah.
It's just general E3. I can't wait to see that guy eat his mug. I want to see that. Some of the stupid shit that happens when people are having legitimate fun while still staying grounded to a degree. Maybe eating a mug isn't staying grounded to reality, but you know. Outside of that.
There is nothing more grounded than a chat spamming Todd Coward. Let me tell you.
Or while Age of Empires reveal for the definitive edition, I felt lackluster. Chat going whoa low low with Kenji was pretty good. That's about it for me right now. We'll have to see for PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yeah, that's enough of me and Popcorn talking. Steven, what's up?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I talk a lot.
Time to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. The ugly. Sports games. Stop talking about them so much. You kick a ball. Some people like them. It's just it doesn't feel like you should take so much time in a conference.
That's
like it's
the
it's
explanation there, while still going community wide, it's the community is still largely sports, plus it's still going to investors. Investors are still watching, even if it's not focused on them anymore.
And it's still their best sellers.
I think just the one thing, like if you're comparing like EA to like all the other conferences, the thing EA struggled on was they focused on, again, the unimportant stuff instead of like, again, like go to Microsoft, it's like talk during the important things or talk when needed, continue onwards. For EA, they kind of went, look, we've increased the graphics again. Look at the stitches of our clothing. Yay, carry on.
That's right, yeah.
At that point, people were just like, okay, carry on, go on. If you just went, here's the game, it looks pretty. Next, here's the game, it looks pretty. Controls better. Cristiano Ronaldo's in it for some fucking reason. Next,
It's
just make the flow a bit better.
I think maybe it was better than last year though, and I don't know how much it affected the company. It may have been because of the transition with Peter Moore leaving, no longer rubbing his fingers together saying, so your son buys stuff within FIFA, right? Fucking Peter Moore. I did not like him.
So
but
yes,
we'll see next year.
I
think
think
it may be
Peter
better.
Moore is the worst thing to ever happen to the game industry. And he's out of it right now, right?
He's a businessman.
Yeah,
He's not-
exactly.
He's like, because I sometimes try almost confuse him with Peter Molyneux, but no.
No, just real quick, everything that the bad era of EA, the bad era of Microsoft, the bad era of Sega is because of him. Anyways, continue.
Yeah.
What else? Battlefield 1 DLC, nice. Hopefully it's a large enough expansion for people to play the game. Need for Speed Payback looks okay. A Way Out is fucking amazing, and I want to see that game. Anthem, there's so many things I could probably discuss. It's probably best if I don't discuss them all right now. My main worry about that game is I just don't know what the end game content of that game is. I know it's just been shown off. I know it's stupid to think of end game content right now, but you cannot make a loot-based game without having a decent enough end game.
Yeah, maybe absolutely.
Yeah, it's like the MMO style. It falls into the same category.
Or Destiny
Exactly.
The
style.
issues it gets.
Like Destiny survived with raids. Without Destiny's raids, Destiny would be dead in the ground right now.
It's
no
PvP
question.
was dead, right?
Its PvP has many issues. People enjoy it. Some people enjoy it. There's just some issues with it that like fucked you over. Like for example, shotguns were extremely powerful for such a long time. Like the fact that like you shouldn't have run any other secondary on some maps just because the shotgun was so powerful. You don't even need to use primary half the time because the shotgun is more powerful, and the special ammo dropped so constantly that yada
So
yada
it
yada.
basically had a more boring meta than Overwatch.
Pretty much. But like, if you like, my main comparison here is you compare Destiny to the Division. That's gonna be my comparison here. I did not play the Division too much, so I don't know exactly how the end game of that was. So I can't be like, hey, it was like this. I don't know what the end game of the Division was. I never heard of the end game of the Division. I wasn't sure if it was just like, get the best equipment, go into the dark zone, bully people, be a meanie, you win. At least with Destiny, it's like, okay, keep doing the raid, keep going, you reach level 400, that means you can continue to do the raid easier, or any other activities you want to do, it's going to be a little bit easier for you, and you can carry other people through it. That's good stuff. When you don't have a defined end game, your game will suffer after everyone gets to that point, because at that point, you can get people collecting so much, but then after a while, it turns into, okay, what do I do now? The only thing I can think of that they could do, because it looks like it's maybe 4-player, it could be 6-player, maybe. If it's 4-player, I think they're going to do something along the lines of Borderlands bosses. Like Borderlands bosses kill it, giant loot drops. That's the only thing I can think of. Considering the fact they didn't show anything like ability-wise in that, unless they're going to show that in the future, you can't do something as strong as a raid. Unless you do it really fucking well. Exploration in the game looks good. The fact you can jetpack through everything looks great. My only issue is how big this map's going to be. And how good the combat's going to be, because you didn't really see that much combat.
You're talking about Anthem?
Yeah. The combat we saw was like, you flew to an area, there were things there, a guy mortared them, killed 2 enemies with like single shots, and that was, I think, all the combat we saw. I need to see more than that.
Just as a side note then, for Anthem, one of the lead designers, I believe, was quote tweeted yesterday saying that BioWare fans will still get their story that they're to expect. So like a fully fleshed out story, and it's supposedly open world. So I'm guessing it may just be one big world or something.
That's gonna be really difficult to pull off well.
So we'll see.
If they pull it off well, good on them. But having a giant open world and a story is incredibly difficult at times because you have to then lock off, like, or you don't have to lock off, like, you have to make either areas like inaccessible or like make enemies really fucking overpowered to make sure players don't run there too early.
Well, again, it's in the style of an MMO, so I'm sure they could go into like a World of Warcraft-esque way where zones are easily distinguishable, and the minute you walk in, you'll see, oh, this guy's 20 levels higher than me. I probably shouldn't travel further than a little past the border if I'm level 7. Just as a example.
I don't know. That method feels a lot more like arbitrary compared to how. I mean, if Destiny was like that, but if it was like Destiny without going to space, I think that feels a little more natural. But without how zones work in like WoW or other MMOs feels really arbitrary for that kind of game that Anthem or Destiny are.
That's even like something small Destiny 2 is fixing, like the fact that you don't need to go to orbit every time to like move to different areas.
Yeah.
Like you can just like go like, okay, I want to go to this planet. Okay, like I don't know if there's going to be a short loading time or whatever, but you're going to go straight there without going to like orbit, waiting a minute, going to planet. I don't know.
But that could be looked at as same thing as just the different zones then.
Yeah.
Let's begin. This is the. Sorry to detract. Just bringing chatting quick. This is the BioWare team you can trust. So that being said,
Casey
however,
Hudson and Team Heat controls.
So whatever your thoughts on BioWare in general are, then that's about it. That probably could still make you worry about them. But anyways, continue.
It's not Andromeda BioWare.
As I said, I should probably hop off Anthem because I feel like I could rant about that for a long time, or talk about that for a long time.
EA, need more info.
Meh. Yeah, I need to see more of Anthem. When I see more of Anthem, I'll probably get excited. I'll probably still buy it on launch because I'm a fucking sucker. As long as it's not The Division, it'll do well. Hopefully, maybe. Metro Exodus. Fuck yes. Pump that shit into my veins right now.
Yep, that was a nice little highlight.
Again, just the fact it seems to be set long enough in the future. I think someone also mentioned it may also still be Artyom. I always forget to pronounce his name. If it is still him, then that means it's probably set quite a long time in the future, which is nice. It means that you have new environments. It's not just going through tunnels all the time. You get to explore the world as it's redeveloping with the potential mutated monsters. That's some good shit right there. Sea of Thieves, again, looks good. Need to see more of it. When I see more of it, probably going to lose my shit. Probably going to buy that on launch. I'm going bankrupt. Please someone help me. Feed my addiction. Buy an E3 digital ticket for $15 right now.
We get 5% of the proceeds and the rest go to ESL. ASL. No, not ESL. One of those.
What else? Code Vein.
ESA.
It's going to be combined. It's going to be compared to Anime Dark Souls a lot. Let's just say that right now.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
If it's good.
If it's good. As I had the argument with Phil before, as long as it doesn't become the Surge, I can rant about the Surge for a long time. So I'm not going to. Do Cuphead September 29th. Fuck yes, give me. Super Lucky's Tale. Looks decent. Crackdown 3. Maybe. Hopefully.
Terry Crews. Doomfist.
Who knows? Shift, Strange Brigade, and Unruly Heroes, and Raiders of the Broken Planet, all from Idea Xbox, all look interesting. Ashen seems to have atmosphere nailed down perfectly. Life is Strange Before the Storm, maybe I should actually play the first now. Can spoil them, whatever. Middle-earth Shadow War, it's nice to have a release date for that, and the fact that we're getting confirmed confirmed DLC is always kind of like a little bit eh. At the same time, if it's an interesting character, fine, whatever. Or even the Will-O-the-Wisps.
Maybe it'll be
fucking
free DLC.
Yes, mate. Yes. Ori. I will cry a fucking river. I'm already calling that now. Bethesda. Bethesda, why did you not just make the conference 15 minutes, for fuck's sake? Dishonored 2 DLC, yes. Just the premise of that DLC alone, yes. You're playing as 2 interesting characters, one returning, one, I guess technically new because they turned up in Dishonored 2, I guess.
Dishonored's world in general is just really good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like you can
fleshed
go,
out.
you go through Dishonored's world, you find like lore and such, you find the books, you read through them like, oh shit, this is the world we live in. Always good. And you can tell that from like the environmental story as well. Always good when you can find out about things like environmental lore and written lore. Another topic for another time. Quick Champion still looks good. Evil Within 2, still have no idea what the fuck was happening with that trailer. Still go back and play the Dead Island theme with the child burning, it's hilarious.
God.
Wolfenstein 2, I still need to play, I was going to say Wolfenstein 1, but I guess Wolfenstein New Order is what I should be saying instead.
I'm probably gonna just remember them. Normally, I want it this way. Remember them by their subtitles. New Order, New Colossus.
I didn't care about them till now, so I go by the subtitles.
I remember there was one tweet I think saw pop up last night. It's like, this is the 11th Wolfenstein game on the 3rd Xbox.
On the 3rd
Jeez.
Xbox One.
Devolver, mind fucking blown. Please have that person shout at me some more, please and thank you. That's my kink. XCOM 2. XCOM 2 thing looks good. I didn't see most of the rest of this. Killing Floor 2 thing, nice. PUBG update, thank God. Forza, drive cars, see a thief, yes please. Griftland looks good. Griftland's definitely something I want to look at. Wargroove, the game that was like Fire Emblem, good shit. Seems like it's going to have enough things on launch to keep it going for at least a little while. As long as that game doesn't come out too pricey, I should get it. Also, the fact that Hello Neighbor's coming out August 29th, that's something I mentioned as well. That interests me. Ubisoft, how the fuck did you get me interested in Mario and Raving Rabbids? I will never fucking know.
Hi Max, conference is at 9, so another 2 hours.
Hi Max, you missed a lot, unless you're watching.
So that means we're gonna take like a hour or so break once we're done with our halftime.
Fractured Butthole, cool shit. Transference, I am actually incredibly looking forward to that. I didn't think it would be, but a lot of good things. Just give me Black Flag with Skull and Bones, I'll be happy. Far Cry 5, good shit. I can't wait till the dog dies. Beyond Good and Evil exists. Good. Nelson. Sorry, I went on for a while.
Nelson's dead.
I think Nelson recapped on his own stream.
I can't believe I made Nelson pass
So-
I
out.
might have.
Yeah, I can't believe we just did filler for his stream.
I already ended my stream a while ago. I already did my recap.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right.
You want to go over it again?
Of every stream today, or
Just
Or-
your favorites of
Nothing
anything.
In general.
Nothing in this class is happening, so I can do mine real quick if you want.
yeah, go ahead, Max.
Go
I
for
already
it,
did mine.
Max.
Are we just talking Ubisoft?
Anything, everything.
And
Anything.
anything
Favorites
and
of
everything.
everything. Yeah.
You should start there since you weren't
There
there. Start
You're
there
in
since you
for
weren't there.
highlights.
Ubisoft, Mario and Raving Rabbids, it just looks like a watered down Disgaea, so I'm not too interested in that. Skull and Bones looks cool. Beyond Good and Evil 2, I can't believe they actually announced it. I don't really care about the game, but I'm happy everybody got that. Assassin's Creed still looks good. Far Cry 5, if it's a game, I probably won't play it. Things that have really wowed me so far is, of course, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z. Everything else I'm waiting for tonight's conference for. But other than that, I can't even really remember any of the other conferences.
All right.
Which
PC
I say-
gaming was forgettable.
Oh, was it? That seems what the E3's been like so far. It's like a lot of games like, yeah, I'll play that if I can remember it came out, and that's it. But hopefully in 2 hours, Sony blows their fucking minds, but I guess we'll see. All right, back to class. See you.
Have a nice one, dude.
That was Max Sessler joining us.
Max.
Yeah.
That was a phone connection thing where it made him seem like he was talking fast. That wasn't him actually talking that fast.
Mm-hmm.
But he had that that mannerism going.
Mm-hmm. Would have been real good if it was real.
Yeah, if he really was doing drugs.
So Nelson, what were your highlights of everything? Just anything.
Killing Floor finally having seasonal events again. It took like when did Killing Floor 2 finally get on Steam? I think it was 2015.
Are we talking early access or full launch?
Like early access.
It had to be at least 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been 2 years, and they finally started doing seasonal events, which is nice. It makes me want to go back and play the game more. I'm really excited for that VR game that's on at the Ubisoft conference. I forgot what it was called. Transference. It looks like it'll be some sort of surreal horror game-ish type reality. I don't know what it will be like, but it piques my interest for sure.
With that, it's like they were going for the you don't know what this is, be interested because you don't know what it is. But for me, there was just so much I don't know that I can't possibly be interested because there's just
it's
nothing
on pre-order
there.
for sure, but I want to see more of it.
It's from, I believe, Elijah Wood's production company. If so, then it is probably going to be a full motion video game in VR. So that's probably going to be horror.
Okay.
Which
that's
just
more
that by
info than
itself
the
is
trailer
pretty
gave me.
Yeah.
The trailer. Good presentation. I think Ubisoft's presentation was just good overall in terms of.
Wait, hold on. PlayStation just tweeted, "Watch PlayStation Live from E3 at 5 Pacific." So their stream starts at 5 their time, in an hour from now, but the conference doesn't start until an hour in. But we'll still show that up. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I just like the whole presentation of Ubisoft. They did a really good job overall. Nothing will ever beat Devolver, but still, I really like Ubisoft.
They're banned from the list. They're too good.
Are they? Yeah, I know. Everything's going for second, I guess, since Devolver's number 1. But let's see, Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm super excited. It's something I never thought I would want. A fighting game and Dragon Ball mixed together. I was like, okay, I can be satisfied with Xenoverse, or is it Xenoverse
Xenoverse? Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I was confusing it with Xenoblade Chronicles for a second.
I still never played Xenoverse 2.
Yeah, it's just expansion of the first one, really.
It was the first, but better. So there you go.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember all the games. I really want to try all those platformer games. I want to try the Super Lucky Tail. Super Lucky Tail? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. That one looks interesting. It's like a slowed down version of Cat Mario in the Super 3D World. I want to give it a try for sure. I want to try out. Was it Tunic?
That was it. Yeah.
That was the little fox game.
Yeah, that looked pretty exciting to try out. I'm not sure if it's going to be a buy for me, but I want to at least see more of it before I invest more time into it. I'm trying to look at the list. Was there any games that really stood out to you guys? Besides Dragon Ball?
No, we talked about all that stood out to us.
Oh yeah, and Mario.
Yeah, it's all about you.
Mario and Rabbids. I never thought that would pique my interest.
Yeah, I'm still frustrated that it does.
It's so frustrating. I like. Oh yeah, Assassin's Creed Origins. I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that game. It piqued my interest once I saw a little bit of the underwater gameplay. You get to fight a fucking hippo underwater, and I thought that was sick.
Yeah, we kind of glossed over that when it was happening on stream, but he was fighting a hippo underwater.
Yeah, that was sick, dude. But I think that's it for me, from what I can think of top of my head.
I want to see an Assassin's Creed game where it's just you, just one assassin, the player, and you take on the Kraken all by yourself. Then I'll buy an Assassin's Creed game again, for sure.
You can fight a snake, a giant snake.
I think it really appeals to at least me and Nelson because we play Breath of the Wild and its influence shows in this game.
Yeah.
And anything more of that experience will be fine. But we've already talked about that with Ubisoft and everything. Yeah, we already covered all that, so yeah.
From that poll, Twitch chat really hates VR.
They're just like me.
They hated Assassin's Creed.
Well,
I mean, like, I guess Twitch chat is popcorn set.
There you go.
Well, not even that, though. If you were listening to the hosts earlier, right after the Intel mini conference, but before PC Gaming Show, the hosts themselves were saying they use the exact word gimmick. They all think it's still a gimmick. So it's
still a bit.
Until it's no longer considered a premium product in its infancy. I mean, not even then, because people have had opportunities to try it. It's just, I don't think anyone's feeling it.
Yeah.
We just...
I'm feeling it.
It's a little more... Yeah, you've experienced it too.
Yeah, I have.
Just like when you've experienced, it's different. But, it's going to take time before everyone has. So...
It's really fun. I'll tell you that.
It's just going to take some more time.
Yes, yeah, again, if they can change everyone's minds, great. Right now, I don't see it happening.
And you don't have any other reason to think otherwise, for now. So, yeah.
Like, I've tried just last week, 2 weeks ago, I tried one of the phone VRs. With, it was like a Samsung Gear, I believe. It may have been exactly that. I played it for 10 minutes, and I was like, yep, that's what I was expecting.
You have to actually try it.
I moved my head, I turned my head around and stuff. Yep, it's exactly
I don't know, what did you
imagined.
try with it?
It was just some simple game. It was a ship going between pillars, and you had to move your head, turn around to maneuver between all of them, and your score was based off distance.
I tried I watched this YouTube video, I think I talked about it before on stream, where you were on like a tour of Iraq in VR. That's a pretty, like, not just eye-opening experience, but like really
but that's
really
an experience, not a game.
Yeah, it's an experience, and it's a really cool experience to be in VR, not just to like watch a video documentary about it. It was essentially a short VR documentary.
Yeah, let me
which is a
again,
better use of it than a gimmick game like that.
The only thing that I think VR is a gimmick for is gaming, as entertainment. VR could be useful in many other ways. I just don't think it's gonna work for gaming. If it's proven wrong later on, great.
So, okay, have we covered everything? Can we take our bit of a break?
I just wanted to say that I'm really happy for the people that are excited for Beyond Good and Evil, but I haven't really played it. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of like things for certain people that they ought to be hyped for, exactly like that, or Age of Empires.
Shenmue.
I'll be right
Shenmue,
back.
yeah.
I think my dad needs.
I'm super excited for Shenmue, but like I kickstarted it, but nothing has shown up at the Kickstarter, and I hope something happens at Sony. If not, I'm going to be really angry.
So, okay, I believe we covered everything. Yep. Okay. Let's go ahead and take our break, guys. We will be back in a little more than an hour with the pre-Sony conference. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern will be the Sony conference. So be ready for whatever the fuck can happen there. We'll have a lot more of us there as well. So we'll see you all then, and until then, take a nap.
Don't go to bed.